I think we can all agree, but I'll ask you the question for the sake of the conversation. Do you think that Aiyuk is better than Deontay Johnson?
Yes, but I'm
pretty sure they're like the same age.
There's an asterisk to it because I think they're the same type of player. Like, I think they have very similar play styles. I think they're the same type of player.
One is better.
Yes, but you already have the other one. So there's no need to go
get
the
other one that you guys told me that
y'all have the poor man's version of Brandon Aiyuk.
And y'all told me that y'all would refuse to pay him.
Pre him doing something.
Yeah. Pre him doing something.
Absolutely.
Right. So, and then I posed we had the conversation deeper, and I said, okay, cool. Well, do y'all believe that Deontay Johnson is going to stay in Carolina? If he hits the open market, I can tell you the answer to that is going to be absolutely not.
Do you think?
Because why would you? What free agents want to come to Carolina right now? Besides Jadeveon Clowney, who we've already been vocal about, we feel like he's on the back end of his career and his best football has passed him.
It's just digging a hole deeper. Like, you've already wasted draft cap, not wasted, but you already spent draft capital getting Deontay Johnson. Then you're going to go spend
a 5th round pick.
Then you're going to go spend more draft capital to bring Brandon Aiyuk in. Both of them are asking for relatively similar amounts of money, probably about $5 million apart from each other, realistically. So you just signed Deontay for one season just to let him walk, just like you did with Gilly.
Yeah,
just you did with Hassan Reddick.
What is a 5th round pick like realistically?
Okay, but
he cost Dante Jackson, he cost Dante Jackson, who was about to be cut, and then a 5th round pick.
But
unfortunately, you're not really hitting much on a 5th round pick.
But you brought him in for a reason.
For free. The reason was to give Bryce the reason was to see if he has it and to give Bryce a weapon. If you can go get somebody that you know has it, who's gone for over 1,000 yards the past 2 seasons, who we've all deemed to be better than the version of himself that we have right now, for an additional $4.5 million, yes.
It just doesn't. I just don't see like the feasibility.
Because you're thinking about right now. You're thinking about this season. You're thinking about this season.
I'm thinking about the next couple of seasons.
Okay, so you pay one of the two.
And I'm thinking back to all the times that the Panthers have traded for guys just for 1-year deals, and then they just let them walk out the door. Now, how much better would this team be if they had Hassan Reddick? He was a
free agent. Nobody wanted Hassan Reddick. We gave Hassan Reddick life.
How much better would this team be if they had Hassan Reddick? That was my question.
Significantly.
How much better would they have been if they had kept Gilly and they had Hassan Reddick?
Significantly.
All right, then. So what's the point in keep getting these 1-year rental players just to let them walk out the door, just to not make the playoffs and make your draft position slightly worse because you might win 1 or 2 more games because these guys are on the team? That's the way you've done
yourself. You're contradicting yourself.
No,
and
how?
You don't realize it.
How?
Because when we had the conversation about paying Deontay Johnson before the season even starts, and I was the only one on the side of the fence of paying him now, y'all ridiculed me. Now you're saying that the 1-year rental idea isn't ideal. So it's just like, which one is it? Because if we go get Brandon Aiyuk right now, Brandon Aiyuk is going to have a new deal before he comes to Carolina. The trade just simply won't happen. So it wouldn't be a 1-year rental. It would be a 4 or 5 year contract.
But this is a different situation, though. Deontay Johnson, Hassan Reddick was proven. He was a guy in the NFL, top.
He was a jack. He was just a guy.
No, he was not. He was not.
At that point when Hassan Reddick came into Carolina, he was just a guy. He was. That's why nobody else wanted to touch him. That's why we were able to get him for a 1-year deal at minimal cost. Hassan Reddick was not being touched by anybody else in the NFL.
He wasn't, but that's because Hassan Reddick wanted a certain type of contract that people weren't willing to give him.
Right, and he got a 1-year deal,
but
and
Hassan
we turned
Reddick
him
was
up.
Not a jack. Hassan Reddick was better at what he does than Deontay Johnson has been at what he's done in the NFL.
But he's not better than Aiyuk.
Yes, and Stephon Gilmore was a defensive player of the year.
That's a whole nother conversation. But I totally agree. I totally agree on that front.
I just think this is a different situation. In this situation, I do think it's better to let Deontay Johnson play out this contract because maybe he's not that guy. But Hassan Reddick, there wasn't a question. He was that guy. Stephon Gilmore, there wasn't a question.
When we offered him money.
He was that guy.
Yeah, and then when we offered him money, he didn't want the deal.
But I'm just saying those are
what I'm saying, which was my whole point 2 weeks ago when I said you pay Deontay now before he even has the opportunity to prove his value to the rest of the league so you don't run into this problem. Because we could be looking next offseason at this exact time and looking at this wide receiver core like, I guess I'm thankful we have XL. And then who else? You go get Aiyuk now, you seal him up for 4 or 5 years, that opportunity doesn't even present itself because there's absolutely been no discussion based on what I've seen and heard about Deontay Johnson getting an extension this offseason. So we're going into another
As
season.
it should.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But this is, again, this is why I said this fan base, there's an epidemic within this fan base of just being fucking allergic, like reactive to not wanting talent. It's like weird. Not wanting talent, and then when you have talent in the room and in the building, not doing what's necessary to obtain it.
I don't think they're necessarily
Or to
wrong by
retain it,
not
excuse
wanting
me,
to
retain
jump
it.
to pay him now. Like, if that's what you're basing that statement off of, I mean, I don't think that's wrong. Like,
Okay.
what has he done?
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you that next year we could be having a conversation where Deontay Johnson isn't in the room and people are pissed about it.
Well, I'm damn near just willing to bet on that.
Okay. Fair enough.